Dragon's Dogma 2, well, is coming pretty soon as of the time making this video, and well, there is an option available for you to actually create your character before the game launches. And I download the Steam version, which is for the PC, and basically you'll have the options which you're going to see here to create both the Arisen and the main pawn. You actually have different slots. You can actually create several of them, and then when the game launches, you can decide to either, well, create it in-game again or import what you have already created. Now, this is amazing, and the reason for that, there are many players who will spend a lot of time in the character creation screen. But it feels a bit bad when the game launches, and then if you need to spend so much time instead of just playing the game. So what they've done, they released the character creator available before the game launches. You can spend many hours, and when the game launches, you can actually start playing straight away with the character that you already created. So you can see you have different slots that you can create with different presets. Later on, of course, you can import it if you like when you again start playing the full game. So here I'm going to just create for the Arisen, and I'm going to start. You can see there are different options you can choose, choosing race, body type. You'll be blown away by the amount of options. I've never seen a character creator that has so many options, really just way above my patience, and I have patience for character creators. So first of all, you can choose the race and body type. The thing is that I wonder how it will actually affect the game if you choose, for example, a very tall type of character, very fat or tall, because again, this will affect the geometry. And I always seen some gameplay with some characters getting stuck trying to get away, but they stuck between a rock and one of the big enemies. So I wonder how it will actually affect it. Will it be, well, basically how the geometry will actually affect the gameplay for the better or for the worse. Now, as you can see here, this is choosing the base head. Keep in mind, the amount of options you're soon going to see, you just blow your mind away. But you can actually choose something kind of rough, you know, a preset, and go with it. Or if you want to dive deeper into the details, you can do so. Now keep in mind, it's done very, very well. You can actually zoom in, of course, move up and down the body, rotate the body so you can see a different direction, even change the theme with the lighting. I'm going to show you this in a moment. Here I'm choosing the height. This is where I actually was worried about, because you can see the weight at the bottom. See, if I'm increasing it, the weight goes up. And if I reduce the size, the weight goes down. The question is whether it actually affects something in the game. Now I did try to set something using AI, but again it's not official, but it mentioned no gameplay impact. Again, this is not official, but it says in Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't affect things like movement speed, stamina consumption, or carrying capacity. These are likely handled differently or haven't been implemented in the sequel. So again, I don't know, but again, why it's actually there, right? It's supposed to be something, because otherwise they wouldn't show it. Nonetheless, there are tons of different options for you to choose from. As you can see here, again, this is kind of a speed up a bit. You can see the torso, muscle size, really such fine-tunement for basically everything you can think of. Even something that I thought it won't be there, it actually existed. We're going to see this in a moment. But again, when it comes to body, shape, muscle, you want something more lean or something big and fat, you can do all this, of course, in really, really fine details. So you're going to see there's also an option to choose again how your character walks, the style. You can leaning forward, leaning backward. It's just crazy how much detail is there. You can see more options here. This is a posture, movement. Again, this is kind of speed up, but you can really see there are lots of different options there. Knee angle. This is the posture, leaning forward, leaning backward. Really crazy. This is for the head. Look at all the options for the skin, for the eyebrow, for the eye colors. Really crazy with tattoos and tons of things. Now, two other things. First of all, regarding randomization, I didn't find anything to randomize the result. I mean, this is so crazy playing with it, with all the different options. Why there isn't something like that? Maybe I missed it. I didn't find anything to randomize. That would be so cool to do. Just getting, because again, sometimes you want to iterate fast to see different randomized options, then maybe kind of fine-tune and go with something else rather than going over all the different options trying to create something that you have no idea what you're actually going to reach at the end, or maybe you don't know. Nonetheless, the other thing with wrinkles, for some reason it didn't work for me. I don't know why. Try to play with it. You can even see that you can actually close one eye or both eyes. look at how much details you have to control the nose, for example. Really, just crazy amount of stuff you can do there. I mean, this is like the most detailed character creator I've ever tried in my life. And as you can see, down to the nostril size. Amazing. Really, so much details. But I want randomization. This will be so cool. Maybe when the game is out, there's going to be a feature like that. But just a missed opportunity to add it here. If again, I missed it, maybe it exists, but I didn't find it. Other than that, again, it's speeded up, but you have lots of options for the air, for example. I want to give kind of a Gandalf style, but eventually, with so many options that I like something better. We just get crazy with it. And even add some accent color to the air, which looks pretty cool. I want you to create something kind of a white with a bit of accent. So I play with it. Not all the colors are there for some reason. I searched for blue, but it wasn't actually blue there. I don't know why. But again, there's a nice selection of colors there that you can choose. You can also choose the tip color. So I want to create some kind of white with kind of a darker contrast accent to it, which looks pretty cool. I actually wanted half and half, but there wasn't an option for that. As you can see, I'm kind of toying around until I find something that I like. I went with white, and until I found that you can actually play with the accent, and actually even with the accent you can actually toy around with how much is actually more prominent, and you can play with this. The fine-tuning of this is just mind-blowing. Alright, then there's the facial here. Again, lots of controls of the different options there to create the character of the dream. Honestly, with all the time I invested, and then look, I say, alright, all this time I spent just to get that, and basically, again, because there's so many things that find you, not everything you're going to notice immediately, unless you go to the extreme, right? My character is very fat, or maybe, you know, the ears are going to be very, very big, or the eyes big, or... By the way, regarding the eyes, you can see here, you can change the different eyes for each one if you like, and lots of controls there to create. For example, you can create a background for the eye which is totally black, for example, rather than white, and lots of options to mix between the two. And yeah, you can really create, I think, kind of a crazy vampire, dark vampire like looking creature. You can go from a human to something that looks like a fantasy creature. That's what I'm trying to say. Pretty nuts. So yeah, I'm toying around a bit. It took me some time because again, there's so many options there. This is why I want randomization, to randomize everything, just to see what crazy options will come up with. Anyway, once I finished with the eyes, and told myself, right, I'm just going to go with the icy one element because I wanted a wizard type character. So yeah, looks pretty cool. Again, you can zoom in. Then I went to makeup and I want to create something, you know, that looks so cool that I decided to actually go with it. And again, there's lots of degrees of customization options even here. Then I added this eyeliner tip, which is super cool. I decided to stay again with something that has higher contrast, but kind of a little tip there, which looks also really cool. Then I went back to the two options. Here you won't believe what you can do. You can actually move it up and down, rotate it. Even for each one, you have lots of texture options to choose. It's just crazy. I was seriously like, what the heck is going on? It was so many options that I got lost into it. Eventually, you know, I just didn't have patience for everything. Although I really wanted to create something amazing, I just chose something to go with. You can actually choose and rotate and go and choose so many options for each tattoo, even on the right hand, on the left hand, on the body, on the legs. Crazy stuff, basically. So yeah, people will spend hours over hours, even days, I don't know, before the game launches just to create their character of their dream. Hopefully the game will be good to justify it. I'm just saying, but from what we know so far, it looks pretty impressive. So yeah, hopefully it will be worth it. So yeah, probably the tattoo I spend the most time in. Again, this is speeded up because again, there's so many options here. I can get it up and down, move the texture to the body and then up. I can rotate, move it horizontally, left and right. And for each one, there's so many other options and colors and everything. And you're gonna see all the sliders. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. But again, it allows you to create the character of your dream, something that represents you. And you can do, of course, the same to your main pawn as well. This is crazy. But again, you can just choose a preset if you like. There are presets, you can choose with preset if you don't want to spend time. Some really don't care. It's just, again, so, well, again, especially when it comes to the body, I think you're going to wear armor and other stuff, so you won't see, I think, anything. But maybe there is an option to see it in some, you know, places in the game. nonetheless, yeah, for those who love it, the options are there for you to enjoy. And it's pretty cool. Again, be so creative with it, and I just enjoy playing around with all the options until I just got tired, because they're this. But again, you don't have to change everything, right? It's up to you. After I finish everything, you can see there's also later you can choose the vocation. In the voice, you already choose the vocation right in the character creator screen, so you already assigned it. So if you choose the this character, you already have this class associated with it, right? So you can see the 4 options available at the beginning going to be fighter, archer, mage, and thief. Now I already wanted to create something Gandalf-y, mage-like, so I decided all of them look pretty cool with this character for some reason. Even the thief looks amazing. But I decided eventually to just go with the mage. And again, when you finish with it, and when the game is out, as of time making this video, the game is not out, but when it's out, you'll be able to just import your character straight into the game without spending time creating a character when the game launches. Straight to the game and start playing. One last note regarding, you can see here by the way the character creator, you can choose the voice, again the vocation as I mentioned, and after that you can choose the character name and the moniker. Basically this is the name. From what I've read, this is kind of a name that, again, because of something that is more related to how it's called, let me just check, kind of alternate name displayed for your character and pawn to other players with parental controls enabled on their console. Again, this is unofficial, but that's what I read. It functions as a filter to hide potentially offensive names you might have chosen. Alright, so basically you can just choose from different options available for you. Yeah, so that's what I read, so yeah. And that's it for this character creation. Insane, crazy, millions of options. And yeah, you better download it. By the way, it's available for free to download, not the game, just the character creator, before the game launches. So if you are among those who really enjoy spending lots of time there, do it before the game launches. You can just jump in and play the game once it launches instead of spending hours over hours in the character creator when the game is released. Again, thanks for watching everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.